All right, you guys win. I will do a $1,500 budget PC for you. So for $1,500, you can build yourself a gaming powerhouse without compromising looks. You can have it all. Impressive 1440p gaming performance, cooling, and aesthetics. The perfect triforce of a gaming PC. So let's get started. If you love action games where tanks, jets, and helicopters all clash on the same battlefield, then this one's for you. War Thunder is a free-to-play, military, epic multiplayer action game available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. You can customize, upgrade, and fine-tune every vehicle to your liking. And thanks to the realistic physics, destructible environments, and advanced weaponry, every battle feels straight out of a Hollywood movie. They're constantly updating their game, so it never gets old. And the recent update, codenamed Tusk Force, brings the long-awaited BM Oplot T-Tank, the Buck M3 SAM system, and the legendary Hornet fighters. The new update also includes major visual upgrades with reworked maps, new graphics, and even more explosive effects. So join the battle and download War Thunder for free using the link below. New and returning players who haven't played for 6 months or more get exclusive bonuses like 100,000 Silver Lions, the Eagle of Valor Decorator, and much more. And if you're on the move, you can still join your battles with War Thunder Mobile, available for free on both iOS and Android. Okay, so the total cost of this PC is a little under $1,500. I ended up paying $1,481 and some change at the time of making this video. However, prices always change, so do keep that in mind. That is the nature of these PC builds, unfortunately. So if any of the items are out of stock or the prices change at the time of upload, I will leave links to alternate items down below that will keep the price under $1,500, also without affecting the performance. So with that said, this price unfortunately does not include a Windows key. That is something you have to purchase separately. But even with the cost of the CD key, which is around $23, it still puts the total budget of this system around $1,500. You can of course pick one up at the usual spot at VIP-URCDKEY.com, where they sell Microsoft Office, Windows 10, and even Windows 11 Pro key, but you have to make sure to put in the code TS20 to get the best discount. After you check out, visit the user center section up top, navigate to your orders, and click on the view key so that you can copy and paste that into the activation settings of Windows, and then you are good to go. So the CPU of choice for this build is undoubtedly the Ryzen 5 7600X, which is still the value king when it comes to gaming. I mean, sure, you can spend $35 more and get the new and updated 9600X, which consumes slightly less power, but you won't be gaining much additional performance. Only 6% if you play in medium settings, or 3.5% if you play in very high settings. Personally, I would save that $35 and put it towards a nicer case or even more storage. Now, if you guys need more cores for multitasking, editing, or even streaming, then I would recommend making the jump to the Ryzen 7 instead. I would personally pick the 9700X over the 7700X because although the gaming and productivity performance is nearly identical, there's only an $8 difference in price, so might as well go with the updated chip. Now for the motherboard, we actually had a lot of options within this price range, but ultimately I wanted to go with something that has a robust build quality, really great VRM coverage, expandability, and built-in Wi-Fi, which is why I landed on the Asus TUF Gaming B650E Wi-Fi for $155. 4 DIMM slots, triple M2s with Gen 5 support, good connectivity including Wi-Fi 6, and just overall a good looking board to fit the theme of the build. With a $1,500 budget, we can certainly fit in a good cooler. It seems like everyone and their mothers are coming out with a cooler with an LCD screen. And while there are a ton of choices out there that you can pick from, and most would do the job just fine, I personally went with the Darkflash DV360S instead because it has a cool magnetic cover feature that allows you to mount it anywhere on the case. The DV360S sports a 3.2-inch LCD screen with a 320 by 320 resolution, and with the included software, I can customize the screen by adding hardware info, custom images or GIFs, or replace the cover and move the screen to anywhere else around the case. Overall, it's a good looking cooler, has some awesome features, and it does a really good job on cooling the CPU, which we'll talk about later in the video. Memory is also something I did not want to cheap out on this build. Obviously, I wanted to go with a 32GB kit at the very minimum, But also I wanted to go with something with RGB so it blends in nicely with our build. The PNY Accelerate Gaming was the perfect answer, coming in at $95. It's a 32GB kit with 6,000 mega transfers and CL36 timing. Now, if you don't care for RGB, and you want to go for just pure performance, then I would suggest picking up the non-RGB version for $78 instead. You do give up the fancy lighting, but you do save $17 in the process. For storage, we can certainly fit in a 2TB NVMe drive within this budget. However, I went with the Lexar NM790 Pro compared to all the other drives within the same price range because of its faster speeds. The NM790 drive delivers up to 7,400 megabytes per second read and up to 6,500 write, as opposed to only 5,000 from the other drives, making this the obvious choice. And if you guys are looking for a complete and compact screwdriver kit, we are officially fully stocked on both of our 150-piece as well as our electric screwdriver kit. The 150-piece kit comes with an extension, magnetic tips, and a pry bar for all types of handiwork around the house, especially if you're building a PC. And for those who want to be more efficient, we do have an electrical screwdriver kit as well that comes with 3-level torque settings with LED built in and 60 precision bits, all packed inside a satisfying full aluminum case with a magnetic tray. You can find the links to both of these down below in the description section. The graphics card I was able to fit inside this budget is the RX 9070 XT, specifically the Power Color Hellhound, which I was able to pick up for $630. It's got 16 gigs of VRAM, access to FSR4, and it's able to run any AAA title in 1440p resolution, high settings, without using any upscaling technology. For this price, the 9070 XT is the clear option if you want the most bang for the buck. Now, if you do prefer NVIDIA, you can probably find a used RTX 4070 Ti Super for around the same price. This will provide roughly the same raw performance without upscaling, but do keep in mind you don't get frame gen ×4. It only goes up to ×2. Now, the next step up for NVIDIA would be the RTX 5070 Ti, but that card starts at $750. And even then, there isn't a huge performance difference when you look at rasterization. If you're really after DLSS with frame gen, then the 5070 Ti might be worth the upgrade. But for this price range and the most value, the 9070 XT is unbeatable. Now, when it comes to the case, I definitely didn't want to cheap out. You can easily fit in a nice case for under $1,500, and that is exactly what I did. The DY470 dual chamber full tower by Dark Flash was the perfect fit because of its really cool design. It's sort of like a fish tank, but not really. You get this unique triple glass design with space for up to 360mm AIO on the top and the side. However, this model comes with 4 pre-installed ARGB fans. You get triple reverse blades for intake on the side and 1 exhaust in the back. But if you want to add 3 more fans on the bottom for intake, you can do so, as it does support up to triple 120mm fans. In fact, they do sell reverse blade fans separately if you want to pick some up for additional cost. What I also like about this case is that it supports BTF motherboards, which is great for future-proofing in case you do decide to upgrade the board later on. Other than that, for connectivity, you get 2 USB 3s and 1 Type-C, which pairs perfectly with our motherboard since we do get onboard USB-C, and there is plenty of cable management support in the back. If you want to hook up storage, you can add up to 3 drives as well. The case also supports vertical GPU mounting if that's the style you're looking for, but the bracket is sold separately and it will add on to the total cost, which is why I didn't take that route. Now, the case does come in at $155 on their website, but if you want to save $30, use the code TechSource20 and it will drop it all the way down to $125. Overall, it's a very solid case, very easy to build in, and I highly recommend it for anyone looking for a future-proof full tower. Powering everything is the Montech Century 2 850-watt gold certified power supply, which is actually rated A- on the updated SPL power supply tier list. So you're getting a quality power supply unit that's fully modular and PCI Gen 5.1 ready, all for only $85. Some optional upgrades which are not required to build this PC are cable extensions, of course, to clean up the look a little bit. You can toss in a cable extension kit for $28 if you want to get rid of the stock power supply cable look, or if you want to take it to the next level, a Hydra 24-pin extension will do that. It will give the system a minimalistic look with subtle RGB accents, which you can control using the motherboard software or Signal RGB. Links to all the cables and everything I talked about will be posted down below, but enough jibber jabber, let's see what the PC can do.
Reloading.
Dual kill. Triple kill.
Okay, I have to admit, I can see now why you guys prefer a $1,500 build. This is the ultimate sweet spot for a gaming PC that not only performs really well, but also looks good too. I mean, we were crushing every game we threw at it in 1440p high settings. The more demanding titles, we were easily over the 100 FPS mark in stock settings without upscaling in frame gen. And most of the other competitive titles, we were pushing well over 200 FPS. But if you want to push the frame rate even further, FSR with frame gen enabled will take you past the 300 FPS mark, which is insane. Temps were looking good too across all the games. The CPU stayed under 80 degrees Celsius, while the GPU did peak at 86 degrees on some of the games. Do keep in mind, we don't have any intake fans on the bottom, so obviously adding some in the case will drastically lower the temps on the GPU. Speaking of temps, I do want to talk about the cooler a little bit, specifically the software that you have to use to customize the LCD screen. At first, I was intimidated because the menu was a little confusing and cluttered. I mean, there were so many options to choose from, but after getting used to it, I was impressed at how much customization it actually offers. Once you go into the theme creator, you can select from a bunch of different preset themes from the sidebar. And once you select one that you like, you can customize it entirely. And that's not even me exaggerating. Like, you can change the font, you can change the location of the text, change what hardware info you want displayed, the colors, the size. You can even add or remove lines, which is something I haven't seen before in any other AIO software. There's even an option to add an icon and different types of charts or graphs. I mean, you can get pretty creative and customize your very own in-depth sensor panel. You can also, of course, change the background to any of the images included or add your very own. But if you don't care for any of the overlay text, just simply delete all of them, leaving the background visible only. But what separates this cooler from the rest is the fact that you can relocate the LCD screen to anywhere you want. Since the back is magnetic, you can technically attach it to any magnetic surface. I think it's a pretty neat cooler that fits perfectly in our build. So if $1,500 is all you have for a gaming PC, this is the one. It's got performance, it's got looks, and it's got a solid upgrade path. You can add more intake fans on the bottom, more storage, and upgrade any component you want without any issues. Links to everything will be posted down below, along with my build guide if you plan on picking up all the parts and building it yourself. It is a detailed step-by-step video that will guide you from start to finish on building a PC. And once you're done, make sure to watch my setup guide afterwards to make sure your PC is fully optimized to take advantage of all the extra performance. Believe it or not, a lot of people finish building their PC and they leave so much performance on the table. So even if you guys have a PC built, I do recommend watching that video because chances are you probably missed a few things. If there's a specific budget you guys want me to do next, let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.